Hello children, let's come back to our maths class. In the previous class, we dealt with the addition of polynomials and also we dealt with the subtraction of polynomials. I hope you people are thorough with the addition and subtraction. So whenever you add a particular polynomial or whenever you subtract a polynomial, the first thing is arrange the given polynomial in a standard form. And already you have studied what is the standard polynomial. Yes, children, what is the standard form? If the particular polynomial is written in the increasing order of power or decreasing order of power, you have to say that it is in the standard form. Getting my point, children? So that was what we have seen in the previous classes, and today again we are going to deal some of the addition and the subtraction. And after doing this, we'll be moving to a new concept, that is, you're going to learn how to multiply the given two polynomials. We have seen how to add the two polynomials. We have seen how to subtract the two polynomials, and today we are going to learn how to multiply the two polynomials. Okay, but before going to multiplication, we have some more sums to be done. We'll complete that sums and then we will be moving to multiplication. Okay, children? So let's start our class. So take down your classwork and write on today's date. Have you taken down your classwork, children? Write on today's date and day, and you are going to copy the seventh question. We have just completed till sum number 6, yes, in the previous class. So today you are going to write down the seventh question. Take down the seventh question. What should be added to? What should be added to 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8 to get 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15? Okay. So we have to continue with our sum number 7. So write on the seventh question, children. Write on the question. What should be added to 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8 to get 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15? You can just continue this sum. No need to take a new heading. No need, because already we have done 6th. So this is a continuation. So just continue your questions. You have to take down the question and then only we are going to write on the answer. Nobody is going to write on the answers directly. Write on the questions. What should be added? What should be added? So read the question, understand the question carefully, children. Let's read the question and understand the question first, and later on we'll move to the expression. What should be added to? So something is being added to 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8. So when you add a particular polynomial to this polynomial, what is the answer you get there? You get the answer as 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15. Are you getting my point? So what is the answer here? The answer is 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15. So how are you going to get this answer? You are going to get this answer from a given polynomial. Already one polynomial is there. Yeah, you are going to take that particular polynomial and you are going to add some polynomial to it. When you add one polynomial to it, you get the resultant answer. So let's see how to express this statement first of all. Let's see. Now write down what should be added. So something is going to be added. Something is going to be added means what? A polynomial is being added. So write down. Let Px be the required polynomial. So something I told what should be added. So what is going to be added here? Px is going to be added. So that is what you write down. Let Px be the required polynomial. So here for this sum we are going to find out the value for Px. Let Px be the required polynomial. Okay, have you taken on the statement, children? Now, let's read the question once again and let's write on the condition. What should be added to? What should be added to 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8? So write down according to the condition, according to the condition 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8. So something is added to this. That is, what is added to this? P of x. So when I add P of x to this particular polynomial, what is the answer we get? We get the answer as 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15. Are you clear with the condition? What should be added to? 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8 to get 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15. So what is being added here? A polynomial is added. So what we have considered the polynomial as? We have considered the polynomial as P of x. Okay children? Now, what are we going to do here? We are going to find out the value for Px. Now, before we go to the sum, let me tell you, we have seen already this in our lower classes. If you are being shifting a number from LHS to RHS, we have certain rules to be followed. Children, that is, if you are shifting a plus to the, suppose everything is on the LHS, I'll just give you some numbers, okay? If you have x plus 3 is equal to 8, and I want to shift this plus 3 to this side, to the RHS side. So what I'll do, I have to change the plus 3 as minus 3. So you'll get x is equal to 8 minus 3. The plus will change to minus. If you have x minus 3 is equal to 8. So this is minus. So what will happen to minus sign? When minus sign goes from LHS to RHS, it will change to plus. So you get here x is equal to 8 plus 3. When you have 3x is equal to 15. Now this is in the form of multiplication. No sign means multiplication is present. So when this 3 goes to this side, it turns to be in the form of division. The multiplication will change into division. And if you have a division like x upon 3 is equal to 4. Now this is in the form of division. So when it goes to this side, it turns to be multiplication. So x is equal to 4 into 3. Getting the point? So if a plus goes from LHS to RHS, it turns to be minus. If minus goes from LHS to RHS, it turns to be plus. If multiplication goes to RHS, it changes to division. And if division changes to, or if division changes to the RHS side, it turns to be multiplication. Are you getting my point, children? So same way here, we are just going to move a part from LHS to RHS. So the thing here is, we have to find out the value for Px. That's what we have to find out here, student. What are you going to find out here? You are going to find out the value for P of x. I want the value for Px. So just put here P of x is equal to. Okay, and I'm going to take this whole part to the next side. Where I'm going to shift this? I'm going to shift this to the RHS side. So when I shift to the RHS side, first of all, what is present? This part, this polynomial is present. So I'll take this polynomial first, and this polynomial will come the second. So what I'm going to do? P of x is equal to 3x cube minus 2x square plus 6x plus 15. This polynomial is already present in the RHS. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to shift this whole polynomial to the right side. So what I have to just change all the sign. So it's better you just think that you are going to do the subtraction. Because when you do the subtraction, that time only you change all the sign. So you just write down here minus of, present this polynomial as it is, 2x cube plus 6x square minus 5x plus 8. Okay, I have just written down the statement, and what you are going to do? You are going to do the subtraction. What is the meaning of subtraction? All the signs are going to change. When I shift these numbers to the RHS side, what will happen? That sign will change. That is, plus 2 will change to minus 2, plus 6 will change to minus 6, minus 5 will change to plus 5, and plus 8 will change to minus 8. So what I have done here, I have just taken a common sign as minus. And when you use a minus sign, you know how to change the sign. Yes, we have to change the sign of the second part. So this will turn to minus, this will turn to minus, this will turn to plus, and this will turn to minus. This is the plus 2. So plus 2 will change to minus 2. Plus 6 will change to minus 6. minus 5 will change to plus 5 and plus 8 will change to minus 8. So I have changed all this, and be careful whenever you are dealing with a subtraction, you have to change the sign of the second polynomial. Be careful. Without changing the sign, everything goes wrong. So that's the important step that you have to follow. Have you arranged the children properly? Now let's see how to simplify this further. You are going to take the first polynomial, that is the first term and the second term, and you have to see the sign of the second new sign. You are not going to take the old sign, you are going to see the new sign. So 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2, what is 3 minus 2? It's 1. So I just put here x. No need to mention 1, okay? Put 1. You just keep it as x. Minus 2 minus 6. What is minus 2 minus 6? Minus 8. Minus minus plus. So 6 plus 2, 8. And since both the terms are minus, you have to write down there minus 8. So put here minus 8x square. So what do you get here? 3 minus 2 as x cube, and minus 2 minus 6 is minus 8x square. Now let's come to the third one. Plus 6 plus 5 plus plus. Now I told you don't take the older one, you have to take the new sign. So what is the new sign you have got here? Plus. So plus 6 plus 5. What is 6 plus 5? It's 11. Yes. Just put here plus 11x. 15 minus 8. 15 minus 8, that is 7. So plus 7. 15 minus 8 gives you 7. So what is the answer, children? X cube minus 8x square plus 11x plus 7. Very clear? So what is the what should be added? So what should be added? X cube minus 8x square plus 11x plus 7 should be added. This is how you have to find out the answer. Are you getting my point, children? Okay, so write down here. Therefore, required polynomial is, therefore, required polynomial is x cube minus 8x square plus 11x plus 7. Required polynomial is x cube minus 8x square plus 11x plus 7. Yes. So we have completed our sum number 7, and children, you are going to complete sum number 8. So read the question carefully, understand the question carefully, and apply the condition and get the required answer. So your homework is from exercise 3.81, the 8th question. So we have done the 7, so just try out the similar manner, but here the condition is different. They have asked what must be subtracted from. So be careful when you choose the polynomials. Okay, now let's start with a new operation, that is multiplication of polynomials. We are going to see how we are going to multiply the two polynomials. A very interesting method. So let's see how to do this. Write down the question. Multiply the following polynomials and find the degree of the resultant polynomial. That is, after finding the answer, you have to find out the degree. You know what is the meaning of degree? Degree is the highest power. The highest power is called as the degree. So we have to find out the degree also. So first thing is you have to multiply the polynomials, and after multiplying you have to get the degree of the product. Shall I rub the board, children? Have you taken on the answers? Children, when you write down the polynomials, present it properly. You see how much space I have given. I'm not writing everything very close to each other. Yes. So when you write down, present your terms. Present the terms. These are the like terms. You know, x cube, x cube. So the like terms. So you have to write down the like terms one below the other. So the placement is very, very important. So when you place the terms properly, the calculation goes on very easily, it is very easy to calculate. Okay, let's start with the first subpart of question number 9. I hope you have taken on the question. Have you taken on the first subpart, children? Take on the first subpart. P of x is equal to x square minus x. They have given you two polynomials. One is p of x, that is x square minus 9, and one is q of x, that is x square 6x square plus 7x minus 2. So two polynomials are there. Let's start on the question first, and I'll tell you how to present the answers. Okay, children? 9, the first part, p of x is equal to, what is p of x? X square minus 9. And what is q of x? 6x square plus 7x minus 2. I'm going to teach you a new method today. Okay, you would have done the multiplication another method. We would have done this. So we have two methods for doing the multiplication. X square minus 9 into 6x square plus 7x minus 2. Then we would have opened the bracket. You would have multiplied x square with this, x square with this, x square with this. And you would have multiplied this, this, and this. Yes, we have learned this method in our lower classes. This is one of the method of multiplying. This is the method that we use for multiplication. Today I'm going to teach you a new method for multiplication. Okay, children? Let's learn a new method for multiplying the two polynomials. Okay, shall we start with the answer? So now what are you going to do here? So first of all, just see the powers. We have a constant power, constant part. Then the degree is 1 here and the degree is 2 here. So the highest is 2. Okay, there is 2. What is the power here? 2. So what are you going to do is, we are just going to write down the part, like when you do your calculations in your lower classes, we used to write here ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, lakh, and so on. Children, the same way here we are going to write down what are the powers here, what are the variables here. What do you have here? You have constant. These numbers are called as constant. So you have constant first of all. Okay. Then what you have? You have x, and also you have x square. Just give a proper spacings between the numbers so that calculation becomes easier for us. And also you have x square. So you have constant x and x square. So what do you have here? P of x is equal to x square minus 9. Q of x is equal to 6x square plus 7x minus 2. Have you placed it properly, children? Now you're just going to arrange the coefficients there. Okay. You're not going to take the numbers. You're going to take the coefficients. Now just here, start from this part. No problem. We'll start from this. X square minus 9. So what do you have here? What is the coefficient for x square? The coefficient for x square is 1. So you have to put here 1. We don't have anything in terms of x. So just put here 0. What is the constant here? Minus 9. So put here minus 9. Are you clear, children, how to present your answers? Okay. Is the first part clear? How to fill the first part? I have just taken down what of the terms here. So we have a x square term, we have a x term, we have a constant term. So what is the coefficient for x square? Just see the first one, it is 1. We don't have any x term, so just put the coefficient as 0. And what is the constant term here? It's minus 9. So what you have to write down here? 1, 0, minus 9. Okay, coming to the next one. What are the numbers here? 6, 7 and minus 2. So what is the coefficient for x square? Put here 6. What is the coefficient for x? 7. What is the constant number? Minus 2. So we are just going to multiply it. Let's see how to multiply this sum. Are you clear with this first part, children? How to present this part? X square, x constant. So x square, what is the coefficient? What is the number with x square? 1. Is there x term? No. So you have to put here 0. What is the constant term here? Minus 9. What is the x square term again here? 6. What is the x term here? 7. And what is the constant term here? Minus 2. So now let's go for the multiplication. Okay. Let's start with the work, children. Very simple. Just we go with the normal multiplication. Minus 2 into minus 9. What is minus 2 into minus 9? Plus 18. Minus minus plus. When we deal with the addition and subtraction, we choose the sign of the bigger number. But here we are not concerned about the bigger number or a smaller number. We are just concerned about the number of negative signs. If you have two negative numbers, the answer will be plus. If you have one negative number, the answer is going to be in negative. 2 minus will give you plus sign. 1 minus will give you the answer in minus. So minus 9 minus 2 will give you 18. Plus 18. So I'll be writing down here plus 18. Okay, done. Now, minus 2 into 0. See, I'm just going to multiply like normal multiplication. So, minus 2 into minus 9, that is plus 18. Minus minus will turn to plus. Minus 2 into 0, that is 0. Minus 2 into 1. What is minus 2 into 1? Minus 2. Is the first step clear to you? We have multiplied by minus 2. So, what I get here? Minus 2 into minus 9 is plus 18. Minus 2 into 0 is 0. Minus 2 into 1 is minus 2. Okay. Now what we do in our normal multiplication, we just leave one place over. Yes. We don't start the answer from here. We have to start the answer from the next place. Yes, children? So same manner, when you multiply by 7, you have to take the next. That is, you are going to write down the answer from the next place. Don't start from the last part. You are going to start from the x part. So 7 into minus 9. What is 7 into minus 9? 7 9s are 63. So how many minus sign is here? Only one minus sign is there. So the answer will be minus 63. Put here minus 63. I have told you, you will not write this answer over here. You have to leave one place and you have to start the answer here. Okay, children? Now, 7 into 0, 0. 7 into 1, 7. So what I get here? 7 into minus 9, minus 63. 7 into 0, 0. 7 into 1, 7. Okay, children? Now, let me take the next multiplication. What is the next number here? 6. So, I'll not start from here. I have to start from here. I'll start from here. Are you getting my point? For the first multiplication, I have to start from the constant part. For the second multiplication, I have to start from the x part. For the third multiplication, I have to start from the x square part. So, where is the position? From there only you have to start. So, this is 6. 6 into minus 9. 9 6 are 54. How many negative sign? Only one negative sign. So, what is the answer? Minus 54. Next, 6 into 0. So, 6 into minus 9 is been found. 6 into 0, 0. 6 into 1, 6. And we are going to add all the numbers. Let's add all the numbers. So, what I get here? What is the answer here? 18 and no numbers are there. So, directly 18. 0 minus 63, you will get the same answer, minus 63. Minus 2 minus 54, minus minus, it's plus. So 54 plus 2 gives you 56 with the minus sign. You get minus 56. Minus 56, minus 63, 18. Now let's see the first here. 7 plus 0 is 7 and this is 6 alone. So what is the answer you get here? You get the answer as 6. You get the answer 7. You get the answer minus 56. You get the answer minus 63. You get the answer 18. Now let's see how to write down this in a proper way. This is not a polynomial. Yes, we don't have any x term, we don't have any terms over here. So we have to write down this in a proper form. This is just the coefficients. What we have found? We have found the coefficients. Now let's see how to write down this. Now just see actually. So I'll write down the answer. Therefore, write down required polynomial is. Required polynomial is. What is the required polynomial? Start from the last. This is constant. This will be x. This will be x square. This will be x cube. This will be x raised to 4. So how are you going to fill it? You're just going to start from the last. Okay, I'll start from the last. So I'll have 18, okay, without a variable. Don't write any variable here. Now this is 63. I told you this is 0. So this will be x. So what I'll get here? Minus 63x. Okay, just for your understanding purpose. So first I'll have 18. Then I'll have your minus 63x. This is x. So this will be minus 56x square. Now, 0, no x, x square, x cube. So what do you get here? 7x cube. This will be 4, x raised to 4. You have to put here 6x raised to 4. So 6x raised to 4. Now here no sign is there. That means you have to consider as plus. This is minus symbol. This is minus sign and here no sign. So it will be plus. Are you getting the answer, children? How to write down the answer? Start from the last. So no x, x square, x cube, x raised to 4. Your x is, the power is 1, the power is 2, power is 3, power is 4. So I have just got the answer. Let me write down the answer here. 6x raised to 4 plus 7x cube minus 56x square minus 63x plus 18. So this is the answer. So when you multiply this, you get the answer as 6x raised to 4 plus 7x cube minus 56x square minus 63x plus 18. So if you want, you can just write down here. This will be x. This is x square, x cube, x raised to 4. So that is easy for us, yes? So 6x raised to 4 plus 7x cube minus 56x square minus 63x plus 18. Are you clear with the answer, children? So we have found the product. Now we have one more work to be done. We have to find out the degree of the resultant polynomial. I have told you, after getting down the answer, you have to write down the power of it. Power means the highest power. You have to write the highest power. Let us write down the highest power. So what is the highest power here? Which is the highest power here, children? What is the power here? It is 0. What is the power here? 1. What is the power? 2. What is the power? 3. What is the power? 4. So which is the highest power? 4 is the highest power. So what is the highest power called as? The highest power is called as the degree. Okay, children? So write down here, therefore, degree of the polynomial. Therefore, degree of the polynomial is 4. So from where do I get 4? I get 4 from the highest power. What is the highest power? It is 4. So the degree becomes 4. Are you clear, children? So this is how you are going to follow up for the multiplication of two polynomials. So if you are given with two polynomials, you can just use this concept. First of all, you will get the coefficients, and after you get the coefficients, you have to just place the variables and you have to get the required polynomial. Are you clear, children? Just complete your answer. Okay, now let's take the second subpart from this. We have totally 3 subparts in question number 9, children. So I'll be doing the second subpart also, and you will be doing the third subpart as homework. Okay, so if I do one more sum, you people will be thorough with this concept. Okay, so let us do the second as classwork, and you're going to do the third one as homework. So from question number 9, the third subpart will be the homework. Okay, children? So you are going to try out the third sum as your homework. Shall we go for the second sub part? Let's state on the question. Have you completed everything, children? Okay, good. Let's write down the question. What is the question here? F of x is 7x plus 2. That is the second one. F of x is equal to 7x plus 2. Okay. Then what is g of x? 15x minus 9. G of x is equal to 15x minus 9. So what are the terms here? For f of x, we have two terms, that is 7x plus 2. And what is g of x? It is 15x minus 9. The first thing is, let us write on the heading over here. So what you have a constant term and you have a x term. You don't have a x square term. Here only two terms are there. Yes, children? You just write down your constant, then x term. I don't have a x square term. Here also x term and a constant. X term and a constant. So just give the heading as x and constant. Okay, so now we are going to fill the details. Let me take the coefficient of the first x. What is the coefficient here? It's 7. What is the constant term? It's 2. So I get 7 and 2. Are you clear how to write on the heading? X term is present. And what is present here? Constant is present. So x constant. What is the coefficient for x? 7. What is the constant term? 2. Okay, done. Now let's go for gx. What is the coefficient for x? 15. What is the constant term? Minus 9. Okay, so now we are going to multiply this. Let's see how to multiply this. Let's go for the multiplication. So what you have here? I'm going to start multiplying by minus 9. So minus 9 into 2, minus 18. What is minus 9 into 2? Minus 18. Minus 9 into 7. I have told you when you do for the when you go for the multiplication, you don't need to see the sign. You have to just count the number of signs. If you have 2 means positive. If you have 1 negative means the answer is going to be negative. So minus 9 into 2, minus 18. Minus 9 into 7, minus 63. 9 sevens are 63. So it's minus 18, minus 63. Here, children. So minus 9 into 2, minus 18, minus 9 into 7, minus 63. Okay, let's come to the next part, next line. So 15 twos are 30, but I am not going to write down the answer here. I cannot write 30 here. I have to put the 30 here. 15 into 2, 30. Next, 15 into 7. What is 15 into 7? It's 105. 15 sevens are 105. 7 fives are 35. 3 over here. 7 ones are 7. Plus 3, 10. 105. Okay, so just write down it properly. 105. Okay, I'm just going to add them. So minus 18 will be written as minus 18. Minus 63 plus 30. Minus plus. What is minus plus? Minus. So 63 minus 30 gives you 33. When you are dealing with addition or subtraction, you have to see the sign of the bigger number. So what is the bigger number here? 63 is the bigger number. So what is the sign of a bigger number? Minus. So I get the answer as minus 33. You get minus 33. Now here there is nothing to worry about because it's a single number. So you're going to write down this number as it is. So you get here 105. So what do you get here? 105 minus 33 minus 18. Now let's see how to fill this. How are you going to fill this? This is a constant, so nothing will be added here. Here I have to put x and here I have to put x squared. X squared. If here I'll have means x cube. Here means x raised to 4. Here means x raised to 5 and so on. But here we have only 3 terms. So first term is without any variable. You have to put here x. You have to write down here x square. Okay, children. Now let me write down the answer. Write down. Therefore, required polynomial is. Required polynomial is. What is the required polynomial? 105 x square. What comes here? 105 x square minus sign is there. So minus 33x. Again minus sign is there. So minus 18. So what is the answer, children? When you multiply fx into gx, you get the answer as 105x square minus 33x minus 18. Right on the answer. We have one more step to go for. We have to find out the degree of the polynomial. Yes? Let's add the degree over here. Add on. Therefore, degree of the polynomial is. What is the degree of the polynomial? What will be the degree? This is nothing, 0. This is 1. This is 2. 0, 1, 2. So which is the highest power here? 2 is the highest power. So degree of the polynomial is 2. Then answer, degree of the polynomial is 2. Okay, children, so what is the degree we get here? We get the degree as 2. Clear with this sum, children? Are you clear with the multiplication part? So you have to complete one sum as a homework from multiplication. Okay, children, now let's move to the next question. Take down some word problems are given to you. Take down the word problem. The cost of a chocolate is rupees x plus y and Amir bought x plus y chocolate. So what is the cost of a chocolate? What is the cost of one chocolate? It is x plus y rupees. And how much chocolate he has bought? Amir has bought x plus y chocolate. So find the amount paid by him in terms of x and y. So we have to find out the amount paid by Amir in terms of x and y. And also they have given you the value for x and y and you have to find out the amount paid by him. So first of all you have to find out the answer in terms of x and y. After you get the answer you have to put the value for x as 10 and y as 5 and you have to get the original amount paid by Amir. You getting my point? Now here you may have a confusion with chocolate. What is the cost of a chocolate is x plus y and number of chocolate is x plus y. So instead of giving number they have given you in terms of polynomial. Okay children? So we are going to use this expressions and we are going to get the answers. Shall we proceed? So first of all take down the question, children. Write down neatly the questions. Everyone has to take down the question. Nobody is going to skip the question. No one will skip the question. The question and the answer. We require a question and the answer. Okay. Shall we start with the answer, children? Let's write on the statement. The cost of a chocolate is rupees x plus y. So what is the cost of a chocolate? Rupees x plus y. And how many chocolate he has bought? Number of chocolates bought? Number of chocolates bought is x plus y. Again he is buying x plus y. So now what you have to do? You have to find out the amount paid by him. Of course, if you just go to a shop and if you want to buy any particular thing, you have to pay the money and you will get. Yes. If it's your shop, no need to pay the money. Yes, children. Yeah. If it's your shop, you will just go and you just take whatever you require and you will come back. But if it's a other people's shop, you have to pay the money and then only he will give you the products. Same way here, what Amir is doing, he goes to buy a chocolate and when he buys a chocolate, he has to pay some of the amount. Now, what are we going to do here? We are going to find out the amount in terms of x and y first thing. Then we are going to put the value for x and y. When we just go with the sum, you people will be clear with this question. So let's write on the statement first of all. Cost of a chocolate. Starting with cost of a chocolate. Sum number 10. Okay. Cost of a chocolate is equal to rupees. You can just put the symbol for rupees or can you write RS. Let us write at the updated one. You put here rupees x plus y. So they have given their RX. Okay, I will take the RS only because whatever is in the question will take the same unit. So rupees x plus y. So what is the cost of a chocolate? Rupees x plus y. And number of chocolates Amir has bought. Amir has bought X plus Y chocolate. Mention here number of chocolates. Number of chocolates. Chocolates Amir bought. What is it? How many chocolates he has bought? He has bought X plus Y chocolates. So now what you have to find out? You have to find out amount paid by him. Amount paid by him. Okay, children, how to find out the amount paid by him? Let's find out the amount paid by him. Now, just before we go to this steps, I would like you to tell in simple terms. If you go to a shop and if you buy a chocolate for 5 rupees, okay, if you buy a chocolate means one chocolate you're going to buy, and the cost of a chocolate is 5 rupees. So how much you will pay? 1 into 5. You bought one product, and the cost for product was 5 rupees. So 1 into 5 gives you 5 rupees. You are going to pay 5 rupees to the shop. Suppose you buy two pens where one pen cost 10 rupees. Are you listening to my statement? You went to a shop to buy a pen. And how many pens you have bought? You have bought two pens. And what was the cost of each pen? The cost of each pen was 10 rupees. Each pen. What is the meaning of each pen? Cost of one pen is rupees 10. So if the cost of each pen is 10, and how much pen you have bought? You have bought two pens. So what is the amount you are going to give to the shopkeeper? You are going to give 10 multiplied by 2. What are you going to do? You are going to pay 10 into 2. That is the number of amount. Now this is the amount into the number of products. How much products you have bought? So you have bought two things and each cost 10 rupees. So you have to pay 10 into 2, that is 20. Are you getting my point? So how you find out the amount? Find the amount by cost. This is cost into number of products. Getting the point? So how to find out the amount? Cost into number of products. 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 and so on. Okay. So same way here I have to find out the amount paid by him. So what will be the formula? Cost. So what is the cost? The cost is x plus y. Cost is x plus y. How much chocolate he has bought? He has bought x plus y chocolate. So you have to multiply by x plus y. So what is the amount paid by him? The amount paid by him is x plus y into x plus y. What is the x plus y? The first x plus y is the cost. He pays x plus y rupees. And how much chocolate he has bought? He has bought x plus y chocolate. So x plus y into x plus y. Okay, so now let's expand this and let's find out the answer for this. Here I'm just going to use a normal multiplication that you have studied in your lower classes. We have two ways of solving this step. One is using identity, or you can just open the bracket. Shall I give you by identity? Okay, I'll be using the identity here. This is x plus y into x plus y. You have the same term repeating. X plus y into x plus y. So when you have the same term repeating, you have to put the square. This will be x plus y the whole square. How many times you have x plus y? You have x plus y 2 times. So you have to put here x plus y the whole square. What is the formula for a plus b the whole square? We have learned the identities in our 8th standard. What was the identity? A plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. What is the identity, children? A plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, let me apply the identity over here. So I get the answer as a square. So what is a square? X square. 2 into a into b. 2 into a into b. So 2 into x into y plus y square. Okay, so I got the answer as x square plus 2xy plus y square. And children, you have to write down here the unit as rupees. So just use a bracket first of all. So I can just mention here. Okay, I'll just write down below. Write down here. Therefore, amount paid by Amir is equal to rupees x square plus 2xy plus y square. What was the question? The question was to find out the amount paid by Amir in terms of x and y. So we have found the answer in terms of x and y. What is there in the answer? In the answer you have x and y. So this is the answer in terms of x and y. Are you clear with the question, children? So what is the formula for finding amount? You have to multiply the cost and the number of chocolates. So x plus y into x plus y, you get the answer as x plus y the whole square. So x plus y the whole square means you have to apply the identity. So x square plus 2xy plus y square. I just want you to give you one more method for this. You can just take down the next method in a box. I'll be writing down the method here. If it is x plus y, I just use a bracket because you should know the alternative solution also. You should know one more method because here we have many ways to solve. Many ways means we have two ways to solve here. So I'll just teach you one more way to solve. This is just with a pencil. You are going to write down this with pencil. Okay, children, are you listening to me? You can choose this method or you can choose this method. When you write down, suppose I give you this question. Suppose this question is been asked in the exam. You can choose this method for getting the answer or you can choose this method for writing the answer. Don't do both the methods, okay? We are not going to give you extra marks. So you have to do any one method. Let me teach you this method. X plus y into x plus y. How to multiply this? X into x. First thing. X into x. What is x into x? X into x is x square. How many x do you have? 2x. We will put x square. X into y. What is x into y? xy. Into y, xy. Y into x. What is y into x? yx. Y into y. What is y into y? Y square. So now this is equal to x square, xy plus xy. This is yx. So yx and xy is one and the same. 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6. So you can just write down in any order. So xy plus xy. How many xy's are there? 2 xy's are there. Plus y square. I am getting the same answer. See? X square plus 2xy plus y square. X square plus 2xy plus y square. So you can just do this method or you can do this method. Here this is also 3 method. 3 line. This is also 3 line. You can just go for any one of the choice. I would like you people to take down the step using a pencil, children. You can use this method or this method. Okay? Any one method. There. So x plus y into x plus y can be done as x into x is x square, x into y is xy, y into x is yx, and y into y is y square. So what is the answer we get here? X square plus 2xy plus y square. Okay. So this was the first part of the question, that is amount paid by him in terms of x and y. Amount paid by Amir in terms of x and y. Now they have given you the value for x and also they have given you the value for y. So let us find out the value in terms of amount. So shall I rub this part, children? Right down here. If x is equal to 10, y is equal to 5. So you have been given with the value of x and you have been given with the value of ys. If x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 5, amount is equal to, what will be the amount? Amount is equal to x square plus 2xy plus y square. This is the amount given to you, yes children? So this will be equal to, in place of x you put 10, in place of y you have to put 5. So you get 10 square plus 2 into 10 into 5 plus 5 square. What do you get here? X square means 10 square. 2 into 10 into 5 plus 5 square. So what I get here? 10 into 10, 100. 10 square is 100. 10 into 10, 100. 2 into 10, 20. 20 into 5, 100. Again I get the answer 100. Yes. 100. Plus 5 square. 5 into 5, 25. Do not write there 10. It is wrong. 5 square means you have to multiply 5 two times. 5 into 5 gives you the answer 25. So I have just found the answer. 10 square has given us the value 100 And when you multiply 2 into 10 into 5, you get the answer 100. And at the last, 5 square is 25. So what is the total answer, children? The total answer is 225. Very simple addition is, just put here rupees 200. 100 plus 100, 200. 200 plus 25, 225. So what is the amount paid by him? It's 225. So write out the final answer. Therefore, amount paid by Amir is rupees 225. We have found the answer. So amount paid by Amir is rupees 225. Okay, children. So we have completed our sum number 10, and I want you people to give one more sum. Okay, you're going to complete sum number 11. I'll tell you how to do this sum. I'll just give you a hint how to complete the sum. Okay, children. The length of a rectangle is 3x plus 2 units, and its breadth is 3x minus 2 units. Find the area in terms of x. So first thing is very simple. You are going to write on as the way we have proceeded for our sum number 10. We'll write length of a rectangle 3x plus 2 units, breadth of a rectangle 3x minus 2 units. What is the formula for area of a rectangle? Length into breadth. Yes, many people remember and many people would have forgotten everything. Yes, children, just recollect the formula. What was the formula for area for rectangle? It is length into breadth. So you have to multiply the two units. So you can use this method for finding the answer. Find out the answer in terms of x. So first of all, you'll get the answer in terms of x. Now what are they saying here? What will be the area if x is equal to 20 units? Then you write down if x is equal to 20, area is equal to. So wherever you have x, you have to put it as 20 and you have to find out the, very simple. The unit will be square unit. What is the unit for area? You have to put square units. Okay, children? Yes. So your homework is to complete sum number 11 also. Now let us complete the last sum from exercise 3.1. That is the 12th question. And on the 12th question, P of x is a polynomial of degree 1 and Q of x is a polynomial of degree 2. What kind of the polynomial Px into Qx is? Another question. Here on the question, children, don't waste your time. Px is a polynomial of degree 1. So what is the degree of Px? It's 1. Write down the answer here. Have you taken on the questions, children? So write down the questions. P of x is a polynomial of degree 1 and Q of x is a polynomial of degree 2. So what kind of polynomial? You have to find out the type. Kind means what? Type of polynomial. Okay. So we have already seen different polynomials: monomial, binomial, trinomial, constant, linear, quadratic, cubic. Yes, we have seen 7. Yes. So you are going to identify what type of polynomial it is from the degree. So write down the first part. Degree of P of x is equal to 1. So what is the degree given for P of x? It's 1. And what else is given? Qx is a polynomial of degree 2. So what is the degree of Qx? It is 2. Right on. Degree of Qx is equal to 2. Okay, done. Now, the thing is we have to find out what kind of the polynomial Px into Qx. I have told you that we have 7 types, but the 7 types is categorized into 2. The first 3 is in the basis of terms. Monomial means 1 term, binomial means 2 term, trinomial means 3 term. But now here I don't know any idea about terms. I don't know anything about terms here. The thing is I know only about the degree. I know some informations about degree. So your answer will be a constant polynomial, that is 0 degree, a linear polynomial if the degree is 1, quadratic polynomial if the degree is 2, and cubic polynomial if the degree is 3. So you will be having out of 4 any one answer. You cannot have all the polynomials, all the 4 answers. You will not get all the 4 answers together. So from the 4, you will be having any one as the answer. Constant, linear, quadratic, cubic. Let's find out what will be our answer. So degree of qx is equal to 2. Therefore, degree of px into qx will be 1 plus 2. So what is the degree for, how to find out the degree of px into qx? So when you multiply this 2 degree, you have to add the answers. So what you do, you have to add 1 and 2. So when you find degree of px into qx, you have to find 1 plus 2. So what is 1 plus 2? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Yes. So what is the degree here? The degree is 3. If the degree is 3, what type of polynomial it is? It is a cubic polynomial. We have seen the definitions, children. If a polynomial has a degree 3, it is a cubic polynomial. So write down. Therefore, px into qx is a cubic polynomial. So what type of polynomial is px into qx? It is a cubic polynomial. Why is it a cubic polynomial? Because the degree is 3. What is the degree? If the degree is 0, constant. If degree is 1, linear. If degree is 2, quadratic. If degree is 3, cubic. So cubic. Px into qx is a cubic polynomial. Are you clear, children? Yes. So with this, we complete our exercise 3.1 and I have given you 3 sums for homework. That is sum number 8, sum number 9, the third subpart, and question number 11. You have to complete your homework, children. Just follow up the conditions that is being given. You can just refer your solved examples. You can refer your sums in the classwork and you can complete your homework. And we will be starting with a new exercise in the next class.